Hello, this is Jessica with onastackofbooks, and today's video is my book box subscription book.
Welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this video. Time to dive into the book.
My own subscription book box. So in this month's subscription, my envelope is very cute and sort of springy, summery planting. We're definitely doing a lot of gardening right now. It does have a book quote from one of my favorites, To Kill a Mockingbird, and it says, "I wanted you to see what real courage is, instead of getting the idea that courage is a man with a gun in his hand. It's when you know you're licked before you begin, but you begin anyway and see it through no matter what." So that's adorable. So this month I have Rosehip and Hibiscus Cherry Tea. So that will be very nice. Sounds good. And then I've got all the cute little stickers, and you know, I always am drawn to these stickers, but what do you do with them? You know, you can only put them so many places. Cute little bat. So I did come up with an idea that I think I can use most of them for, and I will show you in a bit once we pick the book, because I think we've all got stickers. We've got bookish stickers or vinyl stickers aplenty. I have my sheer Post-it notes for annotation, making notes, keeping spots in my book so that I don't dog-ear the page and upset people. And then I have this beautiful bookmark. We've got Cinderella here and a cute little feather coming off of it, so I will use that. And let's see, we'll leave that there. I remembered my cozy socks. I am just sucker for cute socks. I do not have a shortage of them. And then for the bookish thing for this month, it is going to be a coloring book and markers. So one of the appeals for me with audiobooks is that I can do other things. Fold laundry, gardening, crafting. I can do lots of things. But I did watch a video of, it was my friend at the Literate Texan, and he did a video where he talked about audiobooks versus reading books. And the only thing that I'm going to say about it, because that's a whole topic, was that he was saying it takes skill. It's a skill to listen and get the information orally through auditory, you know, versus looking at it, reading it at your own pace and processing it. And as much as I love getting multiple things done at one time, reading a book and doing, you know, a different activity, I do think that some of my focus is not completely on the book. And when I'm reading, all I can do, I can't do anything else if I'm reading a book. It's just the practice of it is, it's impossible to do something else. So I do like the audiobooks, but I wanted to try a coloring book because I thought that way I am doing something else. I'm listening, but maybe I will focus more on the book, listening to the book. If I do something a little bit more simple, like coloring. Now there is a ton of coloring books out there. This one I grabbed, it's Books and Cats. I was trying to have it be bookish. And like I said, I have lots of different coloring books and they've been all over, you know, I will get them in my Lori book hauls. My kids have gotten them as gifts. And we have lots of them. I picked this one because it literally is Books and Cats. but they're pretty detailed. Some of them are less detailed. So I have some fine tip and a broader tip markers so that I can just focus on the book, listen to the book, and have a nice, relaxing, calming activity to do. Now, I don't know, when I roll my dice, the book that I get off of my shelf, I'll have to get it in audio format, or, try this with a different audiobook. But that's the bookish thing that I'm going to do. And that was my intention, was an activity that allowed me to focus on the book. And this point has been proven when I read to my daughter. If she's not laying down next to me and looking at the book, she's not paying attention. So her skill to just listen to the book is not as strong as looking at it, reading it with her own eyes, because then she's reading it, she's looking at it, and she's listening, which there was a term that he used for that, and I can't think of it right now, but it was coupling those two skills, and that you maximize, the more senses you bring into any activity, the more stimulating, the more you're going to get out of it, the more you're going to remember. So if you're reading a book about food and you could be smelling it while you're reading it, that would be wonderful. Okay. So that's the bookish thing. And let's roll the dice to figure out which book I'm going to get. Seven, 11. Okay, so the first time I went on that shelf, the second time I did this shelf. So let's go back to this shelf and see. I think I'll do the 7th shelf and the 11th book. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. As you can see, I have 3 of these. Need You Dead. So I am not mad about this. I have 3 of these books from this Peter James, all a variation of Need You Dead. I can't see that far. Something dead, something dead. Okay. So, this is a Detective Superintendent Roy Grace novel. Lorna Belling, desperate to escape the marriage from hell, falls for the charms of a man who promises her the earth. But as Lorna soon finds, life seldom follows the plans you've made. A chance photograph on a client's mobile phone changes everything for her. When the body of a woman is found in a bath in Brighton, Detective Superintendent Roy Grace is called to the scene. At first, it looks an open and shut case with a clear prime suspect. Then other scenarios begin to present themselves, each of them tantalizingly plausible, until in a sudden turn of events, the case becomes more twisted and dangerous than Grace could ever have imagined. Sounds good. So it's a thriller, and I think that they are all standalones. Yeah, so this has a lot of these dead simple, looking good dead, not dead enough, dead man's footsteps, dead tomorrow, dead like you, dead man's grip, not dead yet. I think what I have up there, red and green, I think we have dead like you, you are dead, and want you dead. This is Need You Dead. So, should be good.
154, the same as he had the day he graduated from Kansas State University, where he had majored in agriculture. He was not as rich as the richest man in Holcomb, Mr. Taylor Jones, a neighboring rancher. He was, however, the community's most widely known citizen, prominent both there and in Garden City, the close-by county seat, where he had headed the building committee for the newly completed First Methodist Church, an $800,000 edifice. He was currently chairman of the Kansas Conference of Farm Organizations, and his name was everywhere respectfully recognized among Midwestern agriculturists, as it was in certain Washington offices where he had been a member of the urged that they sample the pie at once. No nonsense about leaving it to cool. Please, let's both have a piece. And you too, she said.
Read the first couple of sections because they're very brief. Chapter 1 to chapter 2, a page, and then a couple pages. So I got to page 18. It was moving along very quickly. It's set in Sussex, England, and we're introduced to 3 what I think are going to be main characters pretty quickly. We have the girl Lorna, who is a hairdresser, and she is upset. She's in a bad marriage. She's what she considers or describes as an abusive marriage, but that's not what she's upset about. She's upset because her lover that she's had for, I think, a couple of years or a significant amount of time, she saw a picture of him recently and realizes that he's not leaving his wife. He's not, being honest with her. I guess they were making plans to both leave their spouses and live together happily ever after. And she doesn't even think that she has his name correct. So she knows him as Greg, and he's going by a different name. So she's very upset by this. Then we get this random little side note where she is selling a car through PayPal, and something with the money transfer is not going smoothly. And the person that she's doing this transaction with, Mr. Darling, he starts to become upset, and he's basically saying, I know that you are sleeping around on your husband, and if you don't give me the car or pay back the money, I'm going to tell him. So very odd little inserted detail of this. So that's just the beginning part of it. And then there is it was Juliet Solomon. She's a police officer, and they do get a domestic violence call, and it's for this Lorna with her husband. And so they go, but we don't get that information because then it jumps to yet another character, which is a detective or detective superintendent. I had to write down my little notes because I never remember. They call them different things. And that's Roy Grace. Yes. And he's investigating a murder. So it seems like we've got these parallel storylines, and we're going to be jumping around a lot. And they're going to be, intersecting at some point. So I think it'll be pretty fast paced. I think there will be a lot of drama and things like that, but that is, into page 18. So starting off with a bang, a lot is happening right away. And then, I have my socks for each book box subscription each month. And it is a scorcher this year. This summer is especially hot. Our AC was sort of on the fritz, but I think it was mainly because it's so hot and it's just trying so hard. So I'm not going to wear socks right now because it is mid-June and where it's like the feels like temperature is 100 degrees outside. So, we're not used to heat. I live in Florida. It gets hot every summer, all the time, most of the time. But this month we're going to forego the socks. The bookish thing is the coloring books. And so the first one turned out beautiful. And I do have to say, because I'm listening, it's in Cold Blood. So it's a different book. I have this book physically, but then I have an audiobook in Cold Blood that I'm listening to. And when I'm doing laundry or if I'm crafting or if I'm doing like a different kind of project and I listen to the audiobook, I'm probably half listening, or it is a percentage. It is not my full attention. It is not the only thing that I'm doing. And so I'm like, listening and it's, for some reason, so I don't know if it's that it's at good parts of the book or it's that I am focusing and actually really listening. When I'm coloring and listening to my audiobook, it's way more interesting. It's way more productive as far as getting information and following the storyline and really being in it. So I think there is something too, like if you're going to listen to an audiobook, you also have to be looking at the book pages, the words, reading along with it, or you have to be doing something that is not requiring a lot of thought process to where you would maybe go on a different train of thought or be distracted. So I've been having fun with this. And again, I need to try my tea, which I will soon, but the idea of hot tea, I think I'm going to make it. And especially because this is fruity, and then maybe let it cool off and have like iced tea for summer, because it's noticeably hotter this year. I'm not sure what's going on, but so I still need to try my tea. I don't think I'm going to get into the socks this month. But I'm liking it so far. So far so good. So I'll check in about halfway-ish and see how it's going. So I'm about halfway through and I am really enjoying this. There are a lot of characters, a lot of twists and turns, and every time I think that I have it figured out, something happens and changes it. So I'm really enjoying it. It's very good. And I think I'm going to finish it pretty quickly. So I finished it and this was very good. This kept me guessing all the way up until the end. I did have some ideas of where I thought it was going to be going, but there was a lot of characters and a lot of potential killers. So it was very well done as far as you probably had about 4 characters, people that could have been the killer. So I liked it. It was very, and it was pretty quick. This was a pretty quick read considering almost 500 pages. So I have the other 2, Love You Dead, Need You Dead, or not Need You Dead, Want You Dead. So there was a couple of times in the book where you got the killer's perspective, the actual killer's perspective. And he made a comment about one of the other characters, like, because of course he doesn't want to be discovered, and basically saying like, hopefully you don't figure out who I am, but if you do, I'm going to need you dead. And it was just this one line kind of thrown in. So I think each book will probably have that, I would guess. But yeah, so I would definitely I would pull the other ones off my shelf. I would read them. It was good. I never got around to drinking my tea because it's just been so hot. And then I still want to like have it as iced tea, but I just never was able to get around to. So I will, at some point. And the coloring books, were really great coupled with audiobooks. Because if I am focused on that and I'm not distracted and thinking about something else, but I'm really listening and I can just do something that doesn't require a lot of thought, I get more out of the audiobook. So there's something to that. And then certainly if I have a copy of the physical book, if I listen to the audiobook and read along, you get that much more out of it. So I enjoyed the coloring, and I think that is a good option to kind of focus you. So yeah, so all in all, very good book box read for this month. And I look forward to next month's book. And yeah, so thank you for watching. And until next time, I'll be reading.